Hello, and welcome to today's webinar. First, to introduce myself, my name is Leon, and I am part of the Valido experience team. Joining me today is Christina, who specializes in revenue optimization for online businesses within our Valido team. So welcome, Christina.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Sure, I'm glad to welcome you. Today, we're going to be talking about a popular topic in visual testing, how it can improve your e-commerce return of investment. Most people usually relate visual testing with improving the online user experience, but it's more than just that, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, indeed. User interface errors on e-commerce sites not only cause negative experience for the customers, but also directly impact sales conversion for the business. So it is definitely something to consider, Leon.
Yes, for sure. We'll look at the types of visual errors that can occur and how they impact ROI, the sales, and the profitability of any type of online business. And we will also see how visual testing can help these businesses. So we'll look at, first of all, what are visual errors in e-commerce? It is basically any error that impacts the appearance of a website. So this could be the UI of a web page or the user experience of a site. So I'm sure most internet users have seen a visual error at least once in their lives. As you can see here in this first screenshot, the price is not very well displayed, and it can possibly create doubt for the user who sees it. In the second screenshot here, there seems to be an overlap in the text display. So this can also potentially confuse the user in terms of what the next action is supposed to be on his part. With these issues that we see, it may initially seem like minor UI issues, but I can see this really affecting the user experience to the point that the conversion is possibly affected. And for most businesses, this is the most significant concern when it comes to visual errors, when it impacts the ability of e-commerce stores to sell their products. So Chris, perhaps you can explain the relationship between visual errors and ROI?
Yes, of course. There are a number of ways that visual errors can affect the customer's decision or ability to make a purchase online. We might often see a visual error on a web page causing certain product information not being displayed on the website. When the product information is missing, of course, the user is unable to inform himself about the product and can be discouraged from making the purchase. And another type of visual error is a broken or unintentional missing buy now button. Obviously, this is a disaster, and the user will not be able to make a purchase because of that reason. And another common visual error is one that interrupts the payment process. This will cause frustration to the customer, and he or she is likely to abandon the purchase, even if it's only happened once. Shall we have a look at a few real examples so we can assess better what we are talking about, Leon?
Sure, let's go ahead. Just to note, these examples that we'll be talking about in these next few slides are real-world examples that were detected through visual testing. So in this first example, we may ask ourselves, what is the problem? So it turns out that there is an incorrect amount of shipping charges applied, causing the total to balloon. So this is quite a grave error, and the ROI impact, while being able to continue the purchase, this error is likely to make the user abandon the purchase due to the total that results. An issue such as this could be left undetected unless a significant drop of sales is observed or if a customer reports the incident. So a complete visual testing tool can detect these types of errors faster than current QA or service monitoring tools in the market, which are either unable to detect them or only until much later. So ideally, we want to catch these issues before they cause a major customer impact. And we'll jump to the next visual error. Christina, if you care to explain a little bit more?
Yeah, this next error is quite interesting. In this example, instead of the payment pop-up displaying, our error message appears. So the ROI impact is obvious here, that the user is unable to make a payment and therefore the sale is not possible. So with a visual testing tool for e-commerce, you should be able to detect not only internal site user interface errors, but also visual errors related to external integrations, such, for example, a third-party payment gateway, like exactly like this second example that we are seeing, Leon.
That is a very good point that you made. Certain visual testing tools may not necessarily be able to verify such external integrations, but a very good point to note indeed. This is another example that we see here where, again, we ask ourselves, what is the problem? And looking at the error that appears here, it seems that the page contents did not load correctly. So the ROI impact is, as we may have talked before, the page being unable to display important product information. The user is unable to make an informed decision unless he really knows the product that he's buying. Also, I imagine that the user is not only discouraged, but an error like this could mean that he's actually unable to add the item to his cart. So I see how visual testing can help detect the moment when such errors occur. And I think it's also important to have a way to identify it in real time before it affects the larger customer base.
Yeah, this other example, it seems to be an issue again with the web page formatting. It does not look in a proper order and the header text is partially hidden. So the ROI impact for this is significant as well, because the website might appear not credible for e-commerce transactions. So a poor user interface can really impact the customer's decision. And in this case, he or she is likely to turn to a completely online store that has, of course, better user experience. So visual testing can help you to ensure the correct appearance for an e-commerce site at any time and for all the pages.
That's another good point to note, Christina. Credibility and trustworthiness of an e-commerce site can play such an important role in ROI without us really realizing, but it certainly does have a major impact to it. We'll jump straight to yet another visual error that we've detected. Commonly found, the page loading error.
Many times. I think that all of us have seen these examples in several website pages. So it's very good to bring this example here to the presentation, Leon.
Yes. And of course, we all want to know what is the impact exactly of such an error. So many different ways it impacts the user. Obviously, the user experience is impacted significantly, but in terms of the ROI, the impact is also straightforward since the loading error interrupts the customer's journey. They have to start the purchase all over again. It's a very serious error because in the sense it directly blocks the conversion path. And we don't want that, of course, if we want to sell products to customers online. So again, visual testing is able to detect the circumstances when such errors occur. In some cases, it also allows us to identify UI elements that load longer, even those that fail to load at all. We'll jump to the next example. What I wanted to comment to those in this call is that there may be some Spanish in this next example. So Chris, hopefully you'll be able to translate to us, and I think you have the expertise to do so.
Yes, in this example, we see an error message, which translated says that the user's connection was disconnected due to exceeding the waiting time. In this case, this is a visual error showing an unexpected session expiration in the payment process. So this is like a major issue when you try to pay your product and then this pop-up comes and you cannot finish your transaction. So the ROI impact is in this case is quite clear. The user was interrupted for completing a payment or a purchase, and this happens quite frequently as well on e-commerce websites for various reasons. But one thing is for certain, this can cause the customer to be frustrated and give up the sale. So again, another failed sales conversion. So having a complete visual testing tool can help online stores validate not only a single web page, but the entire e-commerce flow, such as the checkout process. And this is the last of our examples, Leon. So what is next?
Well, we've seen quite a few real-world examples, all of which were detected through Valido. As you probably already know, e-commerce sites have many different use cases and user experience journeys that can be challenging or even impossible to test with existing visual testing solutions in the market. So in some cases, the testing solutions that we may find available may require a certain know-how to code and to configure the testing and to execute the testing. This is not the case with Valido. With Valido's main features, it focuses on solving e-commerce problems, such as being able to catch visual errors before they impact the return of investment and the user experience. So with Valido, you can eliminate manual testing. You can increase your team productivity in testing activities. With Valido, they can have better oversight of the online sales and marketing campaigns. As an e-commerce business, the importance is to be able to make changes quickly, seeing that it's a very dynamic environment. This is very key. Valido allows e-commerce businesses to deploy quickly and with confidence without having to worry about undetected visual bugs. And in this slide here, we've also listed some of Valido's key features and summarized some of the key benefits as well. The question arises maybe if it is possible to try Valido for free. So is it possible to try Valido for free?
It is good news for everyone, actually. We do have a free assessment option that can basically allows you to try Valido for free with no commitment required. Through this free assessment plan, we will help you creating the test based on your pain points or concerns around your e-commerce. This can be the checkout, this can be the homepage, product page, etc. Whatever is your problem, we can act on those crucial points. Of course, once the tests are sorted, we will start collecting data through Valido, and we will share the results with you within 2 working days. So you can start taking action on the issues that we have detected. If you are keen to try this free assessment, I will invite you to check the links in the description box so you can access to our free assessment option as quick as possible. And of course, we will be on the other side helping you with everything and providing you the information that you require to start with this free assessment option. So please go to the description box and then get in touch with us for enjoying this free assessment, which is an opportunity that we are launching for a certain amount of time. So take the opportunity.
That sounds very good. With that, we end today's webinar session. So thank you to everyone who has joined us in this very brief but hopefully useful session. So we hope to bring you more content such as the one that we have today. So in the meantime, don't forget to check out more details about our free assessment, as Christina has mentioned, and booking a demo in the description box below. So for more information, you can always visit us at www.valido.ai, which is our main homepage. So with that, I wish you all a very good day. And Christina, thanks for joining our call, and we see you guys again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.